I'm really happy to advance to the next round. Obviously, it's not in the way I wanted it to end.
No one expected what was about to unfold in Hong Kong. What began as just another afternoon match at the WTA 250 quickly became one of the most talked about stories of the week. Not because of a dramatic finish or a huge upset, but because of how it ended and how Eala reacted afterward. For months, fans have been saying that Eala is on the rise, full of talent, potential, and discipline. But this match proved something different. It showed that she's not just rising, she's arriving. From the very first rally, there was something about her energy, focused, patient, composed, like every movement was part of a plan she had rehearsed 100 times. Katie Boulter, on the other hand, was trying to impose her trademark power, but Eala's timing was impeccable. She wasn't just reacting, she was reading the game like a book. The first few games said it all: 2-love, then 3-1. Eala's patterns were deliberate, methodical, heavy topspin to push Boulter back, then quick angles to drag her out wide. Each point built pressure until Boulter cracked first. Commentators started whispering the word perfection, because Eala wasn't missing. She was dictating. Every return, every approach, every rally, executed with precision that only a handful of players in the world can maintain. The first set ended 6-3, and it felt almost merciful. Boulter hadn't played badly, but she was up against a player who seemed to be in complete control of time itself. Eala didn't celebrate. She didn't even pump her fist. She just walked to her chair, eyes forward, expression calm. That kind of stillness, the kind that hides fire underneath, was the first sign that something special was happening. Then, midway through the second set, everything changed. During a long baseline exchange, Boulter sprinted to her left, planted her foot, and immediately winced in pain. At first, it looked like a cramp. Then she grabbed her thigh and froze. The crowd gasped. Eala glanced over, expression unreadable. No panic, no distraction. Just a silent acknowledgement that something wasn't right. Boulter tried to continue, but it was clear her body was giving up. The movement slowed, the footwork broke down, and soon she was barely chasing the ball. Eala, ever composed, did not take advantage with arrogance. She simply played her game, clean, professional, efficient. But each point was pushing Boulter further into agony. At 3-2, she stopped moving entirely. She let the ball pass, dropped her racket, and shook her head toward her team. And just like that, it was over. No match point, no roar, no celebration, just silence. Eala walked slowly to the net. No fist pump, no scream, just a quiet handshake that never happened, because Boulter couldn't even make it that far. The cameras zoomed in on Eala's face, no emotion, no visible relief, just focus, steady and cold. And that is what shocked the fans. In a sport built on adrenaline and emotion, Eala stayed perfectly composed. She didn't let the situation shake her rhythm or her energy. Some called it cold, others called it professional, but everyone agreed it was rare. When asked about it later, she said only one sentence: "No one wants to see an opponent get hurt. I just tried to stay calm and wish her well." Simple words, but spoken with the maturity of someone far older than 20. Before the injury, her statistics were near flawless. 74% of points won on first serve, 83% conversion on break points. Only 7 unforced errors in the entire first set. That's not just dominance, that's surgical tennis. Every shot seemed measured. Every return had a purpose. And through it all, her face stayed the same, calm, unbothered, almost icy. While fans online debated her reaction, analysts saw something different. They saw control. They saw a player who understood that emotion is both a weapon and a weakness. That when chaos hits, the calmest mind wins. Marion Bartley said it best after the match. What we saw today was a player who already understands professionalism. That kind of composure is rare at her age. Another commentator went even further. Alex Eala has the ice of a champion. That's what separates good players from future top tens. For Bolter, the night was heartbreak. She had come into Hong Kong looking for rhythm after a rough stretch of injuries and early exits. This match was supposed to rebuild her confidence, but instead, it became another cruel reminder of how fragile the body can be at the end of a long season. As she left the court in tears, escorted by her team, the crowd gave her a long, respectful applause. And right behind her, Eala followed quietly, head slightly down, hands clasped. Not a hint of arrogance, only focus. That image, Eala walking off the court without a smile, spread everywhere within hours. Clips of her reaction flooded Twitter, Reddit, TikTok. Why didn't she celebrate? Was she being cold? Or was that pure class? The debate only made her performance more mysterious. Because for all the talk about passion and emotion in tennis, there's something magnetic about a player who can control both. And in Hong Kong, Alex Eala controlled everything. The match may have ended early, but the message was clear. This is what perfection looks like when it's wrapped in discipline. Her victory also pushed her to a new career-high ranking, world number 51, another small step on the long climb that's starting to feel inevitable. Next up for her was Victoria Mboko, the young Canadian powerhouse known for her aggressive, fearless style, a true clash of contrasts, fire versus ice. And after what happened against Bolter, few people were betting against the ice. What makes this match unforgettable isn't the scoreline, it's the statement it made. Alex Eala didn't just win a tennis match, she revealed who she is becoming. The calm after Bolter's injury wasn't detachment, it was professionalism. It was the discipline of an athlete who understands that greatness doesn't need to scream, it just needs to execute. Every champion, at some point, learns that perfection isn't about the absence of mistakes. It's about mastery of emotion, knowing when to attack, when to wait, and when to stay still. And that's what we saw in Hong Kong. Her reaction, cold to some, powerful to others, wasn't meant to shock. But it did, because it showed a kind of mental strength we don't often see in players her age. When others would have broken concentration or over-celebrated, she stood still, unmoved, eyes forward. Already thinking about the next match, the next challenge, the next mountain to climb. And maybe that's what real perfection looks like. Not fireworks, not drama, not headlines, just a calm that makes everyone else nervous. For Alex Eala, this wasn't just another victory, it was proof. Proof that she's evolving into something rare in modern tennis. A player with fire in her heart and ice in her veins. As the sun set over Hong Kong that night, one thing was certain. The tennis world had witnessed the arrival of a new kind of competitor. Precise, composed, unbreakable. Alex Eala didn't need to roar to make a statement. She let her silence do the talking, and the message was loud enough for everyone to hear.